Schenkt mir der Kaffeesüße, liliger als 1000 Küsse, müder als Muskatenwein.
Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are you? I am Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady. This is Coffee with Lavender. And how are all of you? Today we've got a wonderful, wonderful show going. With me this noontime here in the Eastern Time Zone is the Bible Belt Atheist, and this is going to start an all-day affair of Bible Belt atheism here, because he's on my show today, right now, and I'll be on his show at 4 p.m. So why don't I say hi, Bible Belt Atheist? How the heck are you? How you doing? And as usual, I'm going to ask everybody on the side chat to let me know if you are able to hear what's going on, because if you can't, then I have some adjustments to make. Oh my. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to today, to you being here, and to being on your show later on today. And I'd like to know, as far as that goes, you've been on a few other shows, and you probably told your story more than once, but hope you don't mind telling it again. Um, what are you and what are you about? How'd you get here? You know, to this atheism thing that we have. Oh, hang on. It seems that they can't hear. Uh, yeah, we always have a problem with this. I'd really like to know how the heck to do something about that and make it work. I'm making a couple of changes here. Um, okay. BBA, you want to say a little something else and see if they can hear you after I made the changes? Everybody out there, can you hear him now? Because this drives me crazy every time. I don't touch the settings and still it complains. Because what I'd really like to do is get everybody hearing you, because we want to know what you've got to say. It's extremely important and extremely interesting. Uh, Now I'm echoing? Oh, for the love of Saint Gulick. I don't know about this. Alright, we're gonna go back to default, and we're gonna go back to default over here. And okay, is my echo any better? And can you hear our Bible Belt guest this morning?
Yeah, for one thing, I don't know if this would affect anything because it's live on YouTube, but it says off air on here.
Okay, that's the way it's working. I'm going through OBS, if you're familiar with.
Uh,
Yeah, and because I'm doing that, this is this stream that we're on is not showing up. Is not showing up on the YouTube. What is showing up is the routing through the YouTube. Okay, it's working now. Can you
okay,
hear
good.
secular? Can you hear Bible Belt Atheist now? Okay, I don't know what does this. All I did
Hmm.
was change it out to something else and then change it back to what it was. Alrighty, okay. You were mentioning, let's see, it goes all the way back to your birth of your
Yeah,
journey over here, huh? Boy,
yeah.
okay, how's that work?
Um, well, whenever I was born, my mother was part of a cult led by not Native American Indian. Um, uh, his name is because he's still alive today, so his name is Miraji, and she was a part of that cult for the first few years of my life, and for many years before I was born.
Oh my.
And when I was 3, my dad ended up walking out on my mother and I for some reasons that as I grow older now, can understand. Because she was very mentally unstable when I was very young.
Okay.
And so we do still keep in contact a little bit, but I don't really talk to him now um, very much recently, because of his girlfriend now that is very jealous of him and me. And when I went over there back, was it? Yeah, it was last summer. I went up there to visit him and his girlfriend was being a very jealous bitch when I was up there.
Oh, for the love of Saint Kulik.
Yeah, it was. So, anyways, beyond that, and back to the religious.
Mm.
When I was 3, my mother got invited to go to a Protestant church by one of her friends. I can't remember what denomination it was, but she got invited to go to a Protestant church when I was really young, or like I said, when I was 3, and by one of her friends. And then she ended up liking it and going week after week after week. And then when I was about 4, or when I was 4, we both ended up becoming Christians because, I mean, I was 4 years old. I didn't really know the difference.
Yeah, it's amazing how
Um,
that works, isn't it?
yeah,
Get them while they're young.
yeah, really.
Well, we'll be coming back to that in a minute too. Oh man.
Yeah, but when I was 5, we ended up selling our house that I grew up in for the first 5 years of my life. And is my YouTube muted? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Because I have the chat pulled up on my phone, but um,
Yeah, I always forget to mute because when I started up the coffee cantata, it came through my headphones, and it's like, okay, Clarion, you did it again. So don't feel bad.
yeah, um, yeah. But when I was 5, we ended up selling the house that I grew up in and moved about 45 minutes away from our house, and went around to, I think it was 3 or 4 different denominations of churches, Christian churches still. And when I was 7, which would have been 2007, yeah, would have been 2007 when I was 7 years old.
Make me feel
Um,
old, why don't you?
um, no, because my birthday is at the end of March, and we ended up becoming Catholics on
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Holy Saturday, I believe it was.
Oh no. Oh
So yeah,
no.
um, I
So
was 7. Yeah, go on.
did you get blessed like they bless the food, or don't, or in that area of the country do they not bless the food on Holy Saturday?
Honest,
Okay, you're cutting in and out a little bit. So, yeah, right now I'm not hearing you.
okay.
Okay, now you're back. Now you're back.
Okay. Um, but I don't. From being that young, I don't remember
Alrighty.
from my early days of the Catholic Church. Um, but yeah. So when I was a little bit old, or I guess I was about 8, maybe. I started going to faith formation and ended up going through that for several years.
Now wait
And
a minute.
then,
This is faith formation?
yeah, faith formation, it's the Catholic version of Sunday school.
Oh wow. So they've got a new name for it now.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if you know or not, I'm an ex-Catholic as well.
Hmm.
Back in my Catholic days, they called it CCD, Confraternity of Christian Doctrine.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I've learned something today. That's worthwhile. So now you're
Yeah.
in faith formation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did that from the time I was in, I believe, second grade. And then when I was about 10, fourth grade, I was so devout into Catholicism that I was actually hoping to, when I graduated high school, to become a priest, and
Oh
then
my, okay.
several decades later, I hope to end up becoming the Pope.
Oh well, so you didn't have too high of expectations for yourself, right?
No, at the time I thought I did, but looking back, no.
Oh my, that yeah, Pope BBA, that would have been fun.
Yeah. Um, and then so going on, when I was in seventh grade, because I was about 13 time, I was about, well, I just said I wasn't 13. Uh, that was when I started to question the validity of Catholic dogma and
Okay.
really start to ask the questions that I knew I really wasn't supposed to be asking. And if you could put, if you'd want to put it, I was kind of testing God at that time.
Okay,
And
and of course that's the thing you're not supposed to do, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would be like, hey, God, I want to believe. Can you show yourself to me in some sort of way? And that way that I was hoping for was some sort of vision. And,
Well,
I
hallucinogenics
asked,
are good for that.
yeah. Um, I tried to be like, hey, God, can you show yourself to me in some way? If it's not a vision, then some other way. And I never got anything. And that's when I started to really started to doubt a lot more and question a lot more. And
Well, obviously you
short,
didn't. Yeah, obviously you didn't talk to Carlo Broussard, who maintains that divine hiddenness is no reason to reject the God.
yeah, no. Um,
Oh man.
yeah, but but a few short months after doing all of that, I started to go through about a 6 to 8 month period of what I call spiral confusion between
That's an interesting term.
agnosticism and polytheism.
Oh
And
my.
yeah, and when I say polytheism, I mean there's of course many thousands of different forms of polytheism
Oh, of course. Yes.
that I was associating with was more closely related to American polytheism. So
Okay, I didn't know there was a specific branch that you could call American polytheism.
no, Native American,
Oh, Native American. Oh, okay. So yeah,
like with the spirits and all of that.
we're having occasional cutoff problems, but I'm
Uh,
getting most of what you're saying. So that was the only time I really had a problem with losing a word. Okay, Native American. Yay.
yeah, but I had said about a Native American polytheism. That was the one that I most associated
Okay.
with like the spirits of animals and spirits of that.
Oh,
Um,
so a bit of animism, if you will.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So I did that. I was in between those three. Like I said, atheism, agnosticism, and polytheism for about 6 to 8 months, and then I ended up when I ended up saying to myself, I'm an atheist. And then I stuck with that ever since. And then I kind of went down the normal rabbit hole of atheism
Okay,
for a
yeah.
few months where I was a pretty big dickhead at that time, and then I ended up, going. I veered off from that as I grew more in my atheism.
Now, the way it sounds, you're describing all this is going on while you still are, I guess, kind of young. Are you still in
Hmm.
high school, or did
Yeah,
you just
I'll
graduate?
be no, I will be graduating in so
Okay,
I turn. I
okay, yeah.
cut off for you.
Yeah, I think a little bit got lost there. Yeah, I heard I turn and then nothing after that.
Um, I was gonna say I graduate at the end of June or early
Okay.
June. I mean, I graduated early June, and then I turn 18 at the end of next month.
Okay, so my question now is, how does the family think of all this, of your journey? I guess if you're still living with your mom, I take it. So, I mean, what's she think of this? What's anybody else think of that? Because, for example, when I was your age, I couldn't have said a word.
Hmm. Um, my mother is um, my mother is the only Catholic that I know of in the. Actually, no, there's one other person that's Catholic in the family, but they're it's on my dad's side. Um, but on my mother's side, at least, because I don't really know a whole lot about my dad's side of the family religiously.
Okay.
Um, I know that my uncle on my dad's side, my dad's sister's husband, is a Catholic. So,
Alrighty.
but my on my mother's side, my mother is the only one that's a Catholic, and my are baptized Christians, but they're not practicing. And
Oh, what
um,
did they finally get it right?
do what?
Uh, they're not practicing so that they finally get it right.
I
That's
don't know.
horrible. I know. I know.
Um, but other than that, I'm not really sure religiously what my grandma's brother is. But I do know that my grandpa's brother part of that cult that my mother was originally part of.
Oh my, oh my.
So, in the way of my atheism, though, I don't really get a whole lot of anything from her side of the family about it. My mother, she's told me many, many times that she wishes that I was still a Catholic, but she's not gonna force me to
Oh,
believe.
that's good.
So
That's a
yeah,
very,
'cause
very good thing. Because, yeah, those who are still young and at home and all that stuff, I know that a lot of times there are the troubles with family members, and you're still in a state where you can't necessarily strike out on your own, get a job in an apartment and all that, so you can run into the problems just for how do they say, bucking the system or whatever it is, but it's a good thing to hear that you're
mhm,
not running into any of that. So I'm very happy for
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Um,
Um, yeah. But my mother, on the other hand, like I've said, she's a very, very devout Catholic. She's actually looking to, in September, join a monastery down in Georgia.
oh
So,
my.
yeah, a cloistered monastery down in Georgia.
Okay, so I guess you're going to be getting ready to strike out on your own pretty soon anyway, huh?
Well, not necessarily. Really lucky, because what she said that she's going to do is that because I'm going to a trade school after high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I graduate and once she goes out to the monastery and enters, health permitting, because she's got some stomach problems that she's been trying to years, and she's finally starting to get control of them. But once she enters the health permitting, then she's going to go ahead and pretty much give me the house and her car, and she's going to be paying on the house. She's going to be paying the bigger bills, and then I'll be paying the smaller bills. And then on the way of insurance and car insurance until I get financially settled.
Okay, so at least you've got that degree of safety net going on. That hopefully
Yeah.
doesn't sound like too bad a thing, and
Mhm.
hopefully that would free you up even more for your various, what do you want to call them, explorations of your philosophies and that sort of thing. So that's a good thing. Um, so I guess the one thing I might ask is, I mean, is what you're doing now with your channel. I take it that's part of your exploration as well. I mean, how'd you get started with the replies to Catholic Answers? Because I'm curious. That's where I got started. So I noticed you immediately when you were what are you calling it again? Atheist Answers?
I call it my Catholic Answers Atheism series.
Okay, that is it. Okay, yeah. How'd that get started?
That actually got started when my mother went out to dinner with a couple of her friends, and one of her because the two friends that she went out there with, they're married, and the wife of the married couple of her friends, she ended up giving my mother a book from Catholic Answers about atheism to give to me.
Oh boy.
And then I saw it and I was like, okay, I think I can make something out of this. So I posted it on Twitter and was like, hey, I think I'm going to make something out of this. And so
Was that Trent
then
Horn? Was that Trent Horn's book?
I, honestly, hang on. Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
an author on
I'd really like
this.
to see that. Um,
Let's see. I don't, because there's not an author listed on the book. Oh, wait, no.
oh, okay.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Uh, Matt Frad.
Oh, I don't think I've interacted with that person.
Yeah.
I mean, have you had a chance to interact with any of the Catholic Answers people directly?
No.
Okay, because you do know that they have the Catholic Answers live, and they occasionally have the open fora.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think it was a week or two ago. It was before I received my most recent news. I had called in, and I think I'm going to be doing a response video to the question I asked there. If you ever want to have some fun, yeah, give a call to Catholic Answers and talk to the people there, because you get firsthand how things go with their Catholic apologetics. Just make sure you take Dramamine before you do that. For those who are not familiar, Dramamine is a motion sickness medication. You get turned around
Yeah.
a lot. So what have you done so far with the Catholic Answers Atheism? Because we're going to do, what is it, part 7?
Yes.
Because okay, so you've got 6 parts already,
Yeah.
and what did you spend your time on with those?
Really what I do is I read, because it's a 20 question and answer booklet, and I go through and I read the supposed atheist question statement, because this book is written by supposedly a supposed ex-cath or ex-atheist, or as Tatted put it, a mesotheist. So
That's an interesting
what I
term.
do is yeah, what I the atheist question and or statement, and then I read the response, and then I stop every so often to um, respond to that um,
Okay, the
answer.
which questions have you handled so far?
Uh, let's see. I've gone through questions 1 through 12. So then when you come on, you'll be starting on 13.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. And I do want everyone out in the side chat and everyone who's going to be looking in on this when they are rewatching it after we're done with this. Yeah, please go on to Bible Belt Atheist's channel and have a look at that series and keep continuing to come back. This proves to be a pretty good show going. You're on number 13. You and I will be doing. How much more do you have after we're done?
Well, we'll be doing hang on, let me close them. We'll be doing questions number 13 and 14,
Okay,
and then after that will be 15 through 20.
because you've got at least two shows after hours today, right?
Yeah, I've got after ours we have parts 8 and 9, and then we'll be doing part 10 as a finale episode, and I'm gonna see if I can pretty sizable.
Okay, you're cutting in and out a little bit, and what last I heard was you're going to see if you can do a little, and then it went away.
Oh, the finale, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do part 10 as a finale episode, and I'm gonna see if I can get a pretty sizable YouTuber on here for the finale.
Oh, wow, that would be wonderful. Yeah, because that would very surely
But I'm not
get
gonna.
you a few views and get you known, and that's really nothing but a good thing. Get some exposure out there.
Yeah,
But of course, as Godless Iowan says, ethics over exposure. Got to
yeah,
remember that one.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, this sounds like a very noble pursuit. And do you have anything planned after you're done with this?
Well, what I'm gonna do is that if my homework is not too bad, then I'm gonna record a separate video I originally planned to do after the series, and I'm gonna upload those on Wednesdays in between the two episodes, like I did with the last one.
Okay, so there's stuff that you've got on the docket that you can keep going with. That's a good thing as well. Because we want to keep coming back to your channel. We want to keep hearing what you've got to say and how you say it. Because it's
Hmm.
learning new things is always the important thing, and it's good to have new people to learn from. Because you've been around. How long is it now? How long?
Since
Okay, we kind of got cut off. I heard half of since.
I since the end of August.
Okay, fine. So a little longer than I thought, but still not all that bad. Um, yeah, and let me see if I can't. I'm not sure if I did this right or not. I wanted to make sure that I had your channel in the what do you want to call it? There's a word for it. Description. That's the word for it. I needed to know what that was.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
do.
do have that in there, and everybody have a look at the description. I'm even going to make a copy of it and throw it into the side chat.
Hmm.
This is where we can find the Bible Belt Atheist. And please, by
Yeah.
all means,
Um,
pay him a visit.
yeah. Right now, I've got a privated playlist, or a private playlist on my channel of different videos I plan on doing responses and or reactions to, and I've got 6 videos in that playlist right now.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, how do you handle those as far as putting the videos together? I mean, are you working on them in parallel, or are you working on one and finishing it and then picking up another one and finishing it? I mean, what's your style?
Well, what I do, or what I originally planned to do when I started the channel, is to film and edit or I guess you could say record and edit the video the day before, and then publish it the next day. Um, Videos, in case anybody's curious, is the way I do response videos and or reaction videos is I put them into the editing program. I download them from YouTube and I put them into the editing program, and then I watch it in the editing program, and then I split the video and put in my response that way.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty much the way I'll take care of things. Um, the only thing is that I'll have maybe about well, right now I've got literally 40 or so put aside, and they're all in various stages of disarray. So if you can do any better than I do with that one, good for you. More power to you. I'd like to be that organized. Um, but yeah, hopefully the homework isn't going to be too bad, and hopefully you're going to be able to get some stuff going out there and really get some work done, and we'll be able to see more of you and more good stuff.
Yeah, like right now I've got one that I put up after after part 6 called Why Don't Atheists Believe, and it's a response video to somebody from back in 2012. So it's a really
Okay.
interesting video. It's about 20 minutes long, but it's only that long because the video itself raw I think is like 8 or 9 minutes long. So
Okay, so now by the time you've cut it up and responded to it, you're going to be doing a good, say, 20?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Have you got any of the, was one of my complaints? Some of the things I experienced when I first got started, there were people, for example, saying, you're taking a whole 10 minutes to respond to this, and as if it was a bad thing. Um, you get any what's the hate mail yet?
Um, Not really. Uh, because the longest um, clip that I did for response was actually probably in that video, and it was only about
Okay, we might want that one again. Sorry, you're cutting in and out. We might want, and then it disappeared.
do what?
Yeah, you were saying you might want, and then the audio kind of disappeared, so I didn't quite get the
Okay.
last of that.
Um, Hang on, give me a second.
Sure.
What I'd said, because I had said that the longest, I haven't really gotten any hate mail about how long I talk. in the videos, because the longest response segment that I gave in a video, or given in a video, was probably on the last one that I did, and that was about 3.5 minutes long.
Okay. Yeah, I just brought that up because the people who would respond to my stuff uh, came up with some of the most petty things I'd ever seen. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, the length of the video, I mean, what does that have to do with what you're saying, really? Um,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you one thing is the the position I took and the position I still take is once you start getting the hate mail, that's when you know you've arrived. So look forward to it.
Yeah. Um,
um,
I I did get a comment from a Christian on, let's see, what one was it? From my Christmas stream. And that was pretty much his whole thing of, like, um, let's see if I can find it, of, basically saying that that Christmas is all about Christ and all that BS. So,
yeah, I don't know. That's the thing is that what I find interesting about that is that for a long time, celebrating Christmas was frowned upon here in the U.S. and I think in other places. And I'm trying to remember if some jurisdictions actually made it illegal to celebrate Christmas, at least in colonial
hmm,
America. I cannot remember offhand if that was the case. If somebody knows that, please chime in because I'm too lazy to look it up right now. But
hmm,
yeah, celebrating Christmas was not high on everyone's list, even into the 19th century. And then all of a sudden, everybody's complaining, put the Christ back in Christmas. Well, it's not that anybody cared, 150 years ago. Um, I don't understand. Well, yeah, I do understand what they're up to in a sense. Where, now you're touching on something that they think is theirs, and it's just something to complain about. But, oh, well, what the heck.
yeah,
Yeah, pure ostentation. There are so many winter celebration stories. I cannot remember offhand, but I think I remember somebody saying that there was something like 39 different winter holidays right around the solstice. I mean, worldwide. I mean, here in the
hmm,
U.S., we do Christmas, we do Hanukkah. Um, there are those who celebrate the solstice and Yule. I take it there are many more. So, I mean, even the various ways that Christmas is celebrated with the decorations and with the gift giving, um, none of that was explicitly Christian. A lot of, most of that was co-opted. So, what can I tell you about that? Um,
yeah,
but okay, like we said, we've gone over a little bit of what you're thinking of doing, at least in the near future. Um,
hmm,
Yeah, I'm looking forward, definitely looking forward to being on with you. That's at 4 p.m., is it not? 4 p.m. Eastern?
yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I don't know if you're Eastern or Central. I mean, when you say Bible Belt, that kind of encompasses at least two time zones, possibly three. I mean, you don't have to be any more specific than you want to be as far as that goes. So,
Yeah, I'm in I'm in Eastern
okay.
Time.
So, there are a lot of us around here in the Eastern Zone, and some of them I'm hoping to have on and talk to them in the show. And okay, as far as that goes, can you think of anything else that you want to add? Anything that I haven't covered?
Um, let's see. I really anybody who's watching that's maybe you're watching live and you're just not chatting, or you're watching this in the future and you're still on the fence, I would say definitely don't um, don't doubt yourself, and definitely ask questions because you will find the answers. And as I say in my outros and my videos, always stay skeptical.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to do, and skepticism is really a good thing, and not the overboard skepticism that some of the people like Jeranism, if any of you guys know about that flat earth person who says question everything, so of course you're questioning everything, you have no place to start. But
Yeah.
okay, Pure Ostentation says I'm living in the past. Okay, that's please tell me about it. Everything's in the past for me as far as that goes. When you get old, that's what happens. Um, does anybody else have any specific questions that they would like to ask of the Bible Belt Atheist? Anything you guys in the side chat uh, that are just eating at you and I need to know this, one of these deals. Um, Faye, do you have anything you'd like to ask?
To another thing I'd
No.
say too is a big thing is that saying you honestly don't know the answer to something.
Okay, we lost a little bit of that. It was saying and then it dropped out.
Oh, I had said that for anybody else who's watching this again in the present or the future, saying I don't know to to a question that you honestly don't know the answer to is perfectly fine and perfectly normal. So don't be afraid to say I don't know.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The one I like to follow that up with is I don't know, but I'd like to learn.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the I don't know is always a great impetus to learn something, to find out new things. And please, anyone who's listening into this, take that to heart. Um, at least as far as my life goes, I live to learn, and I hope that more people do because, well, when the day comes that there's no more for me to learn, then it's time for me to cash in my chips. So, with any degree of luck, there are other people out there who feel the same way. Um, oh my word, best atheist humor known. How? What are your thoughts, Bible Belt Atheist, on atheist humor? Have you listened in to very many people like
Um
like Gervais or
yeah,
Eliezer, that sort of thing?
definitely Gervais and Ricky Gervais and uh shit, what's his name?
Seth Andrews?
Yeah, Seth Andrews as well. But fuck, what's his name? I can't remember. The guy the older guy from the 70s, 80s and 90s that used to.
George Carlin.
Yeah, him.
Okay, yes. In my opinion, the greatest social commentator of the 20th and 21st centuries.
Mhm.
And yeah, Faye, I can't remember who you.
Billy Connolly.
I don't know if I know this person.
Billy Connolly?
I,
Scottish guy? Really funny.
okay, I'm gonna have to look this person up because maybe I know who it is, and I'm just not placing the name.
There's no way you don't know him.
Okay, because I'm.
I like his rock and roll wasn't made for Christians, so they need to stop it. No, rock and roll is uh, I come from the devil and I want to fuck your mother, or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's one of his jokes. I'm paraphrasing. I just ruined his joke, but yeah.
And it's great that you bring up Seth Andrews because I promised him 6 years ago that I was going to buy his first book, and I still haven't done it. And he's written another one since, so you can slap me. Okay, did I lose audio?
No.
No, I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
here.
No,
I thought
okay.
you were
I
going
just
to come up with another statement. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, it's just that I was doing a Frank Sinatra saying something stupid. Okay. Oh my, but it's really been wonderful having you on, Bible Belt Atheist. I don't know if anybody can think of anything else they'd like to say or oh, okay. Yeah, I like that, Doc. You know what they say about an atheist funeral, all dressed up and no place to go.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tim mentioned that's one I hadn't I remembered to mention. Yes, I hadn't remembered to mention. Okay, that was bad. That just slap me down, will you? Um, but I really, really appreciate having you on, Bible Belt Atheist, and I'm really looking forward to this afternoon because, yeah, responding to Catholic Answers has always been a good thing for me. I like that sort of thing. Um, I have a special place in my heart for them. Love to hate them.
Well, do you know
uh,
what drives me absolutely mental? Like,
ew.
Bible Belt Atheist, have you met a Catholic who had issues with other Catholics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As in, like the really, really fundamentalist Catholics versus the mainstream guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, it how intense is that?
Well, I mean, the closest one that I can think of that's like that is my mother, because she says that, um, like about the people who only go twice a year to mass.
Right.
She says about those people that they're not really Catholics.
All right. How do you think your mother react to say people in her church, like a family in her church, are getting their marriage annulled even though they have 10 children? I'm using this example because
Yeah.
my friend was one of the 10 children and it happened to her. Uh,
hmm
what would her stance be on the annulment of that marriage with the 10 children?
Honestly, I don't know because she's never brought that up and I've never asked her about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a really, if you'll excuse the expression, everyone, you know, dicky thing to do. Um, as far as civil law is concerned, it means nothing. But as
hmm
far as the religious thing, canon law, um, doesn't something like that essentially make the kids bastards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's something I hadn't thought about in a long time. But yeah, it is out there. The other thing that really gets to me is I don't know if they still do it or not, but I remember cases where Catholic priests would not marry an infertile couple because there would be no issue from the marriage. And I don't know, that seems kind of nasty to me because the marriage is the bond between the two people, and you might even have child-free people. who are not
Yeah.
necessarily infertile, but they simply know that they don't want to have the children because it would be not good for any kids that would come out of anything, let alone for them. And the Catholic Church is saying, no, you've got to do that, no matter what it does to the kids. Not a fun thing. I mean, I could think of a couple people who never ever should have raised kids. Not
Hmm.
to mention any names, slimy bastards, but oh, I just don't know about these things.
Yeah. I was just gonna say right quick, quick thank you to the new subscribers that subbed.
Oh wow, yay!
Um, Pure Ostension and I Doctor Obvious. So thank you to you three.
Yeah, there's some really good people that are in the side chat here. I really don't deserve most of them, but you're around here, and I thank you for that, and thank you for
Hmm.
your support of Bible Belt Atheist. Really, because all the new folks that we get coming in, I'll still call you a new folk, because you haven't been around quite as long as I have, and I'm still wet behind the ears.
Hmm.
I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary a couple weeks ago. We
Yeah.
all need all the support we can get, and we've got to stand together and make a stand for what is right,
Yeah.
and uh, and let people know that we know what is right, even though we don't believe in a God. So,
Yeah.
we're coming up toward the top of the hour. So I'm going to thank you many much. I'm going to say one more time, everybody, that 4 Eastern, I will be on BBA's channel. I just put the link in the side chat again. Uh, Come on and pay a visit to Bible Belt Atheist and me on that show, and let's make a day of it. Um, I'm sure there's going to be good things in store. And
Hmm.
does anybody else have anything to close out with? Does anybody else have any final words?
Hmm.
Not really.
I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I
It
did
was
too.
a very good conversation.
Well, I thank you for the appreciation. I certainly do, Faye.
I feel
And
like I know Bible Belt Atheist a lot better, and just wow,
yeah,
the information
BBA,
about your mother was incredible.
yes, absolutely. And BB, by all means, if you're ever looking for guests on your show, keep Faye in mind because she's a fantastic person, sharp as a tack, um, absolutely brilliant. Uh, always good insights.
Hmm.
So, I'll leave you two to work out the details of who's appearing where and when. Faye, you feel like having BBA on on your program?
I'd love to. I'd love to
Okay then.
pitch it.
Yeah.
See, yeah, then we're getting that started right there. And okay then. One more time, I'm going to thank all of you guys for everything. And we're talking about new subscribers. I want to thank a few new subscribers, if you don't mind. There's let's see, William Meck and Taufist and Tatsuo Dragneel and Aaron's Chair and Hector Defendi, and I feel like this is Romper Room, and I miss Barbara with the magic mirror, and I see Shauna Vermillion, who is also my latest patron. Thank you so much, Shauna. And thank you for coming by, all of you. And to you, Bible Belt Atheist, one more time, I'm thanking you extremely many much for coming
Hmm.
by today. It's been a wonderful conversation that we've had. And okay, if nobody minds, I think this is where we'll just wind things down. And so everyone, as I always say, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side. Take care.